Hey everyone, Chef here, your resident World vs. World main and ArenaNet partner. And if you're watching this video, that means there's a bonus week coming up for the World vs. World game mode. These bonus weeks offer you additional achievements, experience, and reward track progress for the week that they run. So whether you're an established veteran of the Mists War, or a newcomer to the game mode in general, there's plenty to benefit from during these special weeks. This video is broken up into timestamps, so if there's a particular topic that you're interested in, you can check the video description to go there directly. And if you want to see more World vs. World Guide content like this, why not drop me a comment on this video to let me know what else you're curious about in the game mode. I would love to help answer any questions that you might have. First off, let's talk about the different types of World vs. World bonus events. You've got your rush weeks, which there's usually one or two of each year. One of those will be starting tomorrow on February 18th. You've got your bonus weeks, though we haven't had one of these for a while as they were replaced with restructuring betas, which give basically the same rewards. You've got your special weeks like New Hero Jumpstart, which are also once every year or so. And then very rarely you have a bonus week that changes the rules of the game mode in some way, like during No Downstate week. Before we get into the specifics of these events, let's cover some basics first. All of these events are going to give you some form of buff on your bar. The specific name will depend on the event, but in general, they're all going to give you bonus World XP, bonus Reward Track Progress, and bonus Magic Find. World XP is used for your World vs. World only Mastery unlocks. Every 5,000 experience in World vs. World earns you 1 point, and you spend these points on Masteries, which improve your abilities in the game mode. If you're brand new, I'd strongly recommend spending 1 point on the first rank of the Gliding Mastery. This is going to cost you a single point and allow you to glide in territory that your team controls. 1 point on the first rank of the Warclaw Mastery, which will allow you to use your Warclaw in World vs. World if you've unlocked it in PvE, and 20 points on the first 4 ranks of the Provisions Master Mastery, which is going to allow you to automatically loot defeated foes. Yes, PvE friends, in World vs. World you do have to complete a small extra step to get this quality of life feature back. And while 22 levels to get basic features may sound like a lot, during bonus weeks these levels really pile up very quickly. What you spend the rest of your points on in your mastery is completely up to you. And if you want to get more serious about World vs. World, I've linked a meta battle guide in the comments that gives a great explainer of how valuable each mastery is, and what order you should think about unlocking them in. The other thing you'll want to pay attention to during these bonus weeks is your reward track. World vs. World uses a participation system, like some open world PvE meta events, with levels of participation ranging from 0 to 6. Every 5 minutes, depending on your participation level, you earn progress towards a reward track of your choice, with higher participation earning more reward track progress. If you don't do anything in the game mode at all, this progress starts to decay, so you need to regularly engage with different elements of the game mode to maintain your participation. Most people are likely familiar with the Gift of Battle reward track used to craft legendary weapons, but World vs. World has a number of valuable reward tracks that can earn you extra Mystic Clovers, unique skins, and even help you progress Living World collection achievements like Aurora and Vision. Again, there's a link to a meta battle guide in the description explaining which reward tracks are best to run, but you should pick your reward track based on what your own personal goals are and what you want to get out of your time in World vs. World. The fastest way to build your participation up from 0, if you're just starting in World vs. World or you previously let your participation decay, is to defeat a lot of enemy players. So you may want to run with a larger group for a bit just to get your participation up initially. Then later in the video, we'll cover some strategies for maintaining your participation long term. For most special World vs. World events, your World XP and reward track progress are all you really need to worry about. Run some birthday boosters and candy corn gobblers to double up on the earned experience and reward track progress, make sure you have food and wrench at all times, and just go to town. But rush weeks are a little different, as rush weeks have their own achievements that come with them. These achievements give you rewards for earning certain amounts of points, stopping at a max of 100, and different things in World vs. World are worth different amounts of points. For example, capturing a camp is worth a meager 3 points, while capturing Stone Mist Castle, the grandest and most impressive objective of all, is worth 90, and completes the entire week's achievements almost entirely by itself. So let's talk a little about how to complete these objectives as quickly as possible, while hopefully having a bit of fun in the process. World vs. World is a sandbox, large-scale PvP game mode, and there's a number of ways that you can play depending on your own preferences and the activity of the team that you're on. The easiest approach is going to be just like an open world PvE, which means finding a commander and joining their squad. World vs. World commanders run the gamut from sweaty, competitive fight commanders who only want to battle other players, to casual, laid-back commanders who avoid fights entirely while capturing objectives. And you can usually find a commander that matches the way that you want to play if you look around a little bit. These commanders will also usually have some kind of schedule for when they play, and they may also use voice comms to help players stay aware of their surroundings. Playing in a large squad with lots of other people makes it easier to complete many objectives, like defeating enemy players and capturing keeps, towers, and castles. And the steady stream of activity also helps to keep your participation maxed out. You can find commanders who are on your team by asking in your team chat with the /team chat command, or by joining the NA or EU World vs. World Discord hubs, depending on which region you play in. These Discords use API verification to assign you to your team role, where you can see who the commanders are on your team and when they play. I've put links to each of these Discords in the description of this video as well, and if you've never played World vs. World before, or you haven't played World vs. World recently, you may have the opportunity to select the team that you want to be on. In this case, you can join these Discords and ask for any commanders who are willing to help you complete these Rush Week objectives, and you can join their team. Not everyone likes to be social in an MMO, and for the times when there's no commanders around, or you just don't want to be around other people, there's ways that you can maintain your participation while playing solo as well. World vs. World has a number of different types of objectives, and the smallest of these, supply camps, are easy for a single player to capture with any halfway decent build. Camps are usually at the north, southwest, and southeast corners of the maps, and successfully capturing a camp awards 10 minutes of refreshed participation. Hopping to different maps, capturing camps, and defeating supply doliacs when you see them is a great way to keep your participation maxed out and earn a bit of credit towards the Rush Week meta achievements while playing solo. You may even come across other players doing the same thing, and have some duels and 1v1 skirmishes while you're at it, with defeated enemy players also giving you 10 minutes of participation. And finally, you can also help scout for your team, by patrolling objectives that you control and identifying attacking groups trying to capture them. If an enemy group damages the walls or gates of a structure, that objective will become contested, appearing with white swords through its icon on the map and starting a defense event that runs for 3 minutes. As long as you damage enemy players over the course of this defense event, when it ends, you'll receive 10 minutes of refreshed participation. And while defending objectives usually doesn't give points towards Rush Week completion specifically, if you use team chat to let the rest of your team know that there's an attacking force present, you may draw enough other people to defend the objective that you can make some progress on the defeating enemy invaders objective instead. Running solo in World vs. World does earn you less world experience overall than running with a larger group, as you'll be defeating fewer players and capturing fewer objectives on average. So for bonus weeks, if you want to take advantage of the increased rewards offered, you may still want to follow a commander for a bit, even if playing solo is your preferred playstyle. For maximizing your rewards from a Rush Week event or some other bonus week, that's really about all you need to know. Keep your participation up, keep your boosters running, and find a style of play in World vs. World that you enjoy well enough to make the time pass faster. If you've tried World vs. World before and you know that it's not for you, definitely take advantage of these bonus weeks to minimize the amount of time you have to spend in the game mode overall to maximize the rewards that you need from it, like skins or gifts of battle. But if you're brand new to World vs. World and you want to explore more of what this game mode has to offer, I can't recommend enough that you try and join some kind of guild or community of players that plays the way that you like to play. The sense of community in World vs. World is like no other part of Guild Wars 2, or even of many other MMOs, and it's by far the best way to maximize your enjoyment of the game mode overall. If this is your first time visiting my channel, I specialize in organized group play in World vs. World, and I'd love to be a resource for you with that particular playstyle. But if you want some direction to other types of communities, like small-scale groups, casual groups, or solo play, I can point you to knowledgeable players for those as well. You can talk to me in-game, through Discord, or even here in the YouTube comments, whichever you prefer. And I also stream World vs. World live on Twitch every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 PM Eastern, if you wanted to pop into stream and ask your questions there. But until then, I've been Chef, and enjoy the rest of your day.